Okay, so what is on your screen?
Sir, PPT.
PPT is coming on your screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we were left here uh, in this one, absorption spectrum. So yesterday we studied absorption spectrum by certain vapors. Okay, so what is absorption spectrum? When sunlight or white light is passed through vapors of volatile substance and transmitted light is then passed through a prism, dark line appears in the otherwise continuous spectrum. Means in place of continuous spectrum, dark lines are seen. These dark lines indicate that the radiations corresponding to them were absorbed by the substance. These spectrum are called absorption spectrum. You can see this picture. When some source of light is generating radiations, when these radiations pass through a sample of vapors of certain substance, and then the transmitted light is dispersed through a prism, then it gives a spectrum. In this spectrum, there are two dark lines in place of continuous spectrum. These two dark lines corresponds to the wavelength absorbed by the sample. Here in the second picture also you can see the dark lines in place of certain wavelengths. These are the wavelengths which were actually absorbed by the sample of the material. What is difference between emission spectrum and absorption spectrum? In emission spectrum, colored bands are observed, whereas uh, in absorption spectrum, dark lines are observed in place of colored line. So here is line spectrum of hydrogen. Line spectrum of hydrogen was noticed by Johann Jacob Balmer. When electric discharge is passed through hydrogen gas filled inside a discharge tube at low pressure and the emitted light is analyzed through a spectrometer, the spectrum consisting of series of large number of lines are obtained in different regions of light and are named after their discoverer. This complete spectrum is called hydrogen spectrum. In the second picture, you can see there is increasing order of energy of different orbits, different shells. At the bottom, there will be n equals 1. N equal 1 means this is the ground state energy level, or we can say this is the first energy level, or this is the first cell, that is K cell. Then when electrons absorb certain amount of energy, then it may get jumped to second energy level where n equals 2. Similarly, the electrons present at second energy level may absorb energy from the solar radiations and may jump to n equals 3, then n equals 4, n equals 5, and n equals infinite. After some time, these excited electrons, they release energy and they come back to their original energy level. During their transition from higher energy level to lower energy level, electrons may jump directly in single step or they may rest for some time in the intermediate energy levels. For example, अगर मान लीजिए N1 से इलेक्ट्रॉन जंप करके चला गया सपोज N5 पे, लौटते वक्त N5 से ये डायरेक्ट N1 पे भी जंप करके आ सकता है, N5 से n equals to 2 पे आ सकता है, N5 से n equals 3 पे आ सकता है, N4 पे आ सकता है, like this. So when all the electrons during their transition jump from excited energy levels or higher energy levels to n equals 1, then the series of spectral lines obtained is called as Lyman series. Lyman series is missing here because n equals 1 is not available in the picture. Similarly, when electrons jump from higher energy levels to second energy level n equals 2, then it is called as Balmer series. It is called Balmer series because it was noticed by Johannes Jacob Balmer. The first series was Lyman series because it was observed by Lyman. Then similarly, other series are there. Okay, when electron of hydrogen atom jumps from higher energy level to third energy level n equals 3, then this is called as Paschen series. Similarly, from higher energy level to fourth energy level, when they transit, then the series of spectral lines obtained is called bracket series, and similarly Pfund series. So altogether, 5 types of series of spectral lines are observed when an excited electron of hydrogen atom jumps back to its original state, that is its stationary state. ठीक है? These 5 series are Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, Brackett, and Pfund. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you can see the excitation and de-excitation of electrons. Suppose in the first picture there is a hydrogen atom. In a hydrogen nuclei there is only one proton, so one positive charge is shown, and it has only one shell in which a negatively charged particle, that is its electron, it starts revolving. While its revolution in its stationary state or ground in an energy state, the electron may get some energy from the radiations falling on it and jump to higher energy state, say n equals 2. The first energy state would be n equals 1. फिर उससे एनर्जी absorb करके it may get jump to the excited energy state, second energy state. ठीक है? After resting for some time, the electron present in its excitation state releases some energy and gets jumped back to its original energy state, that is ground energy state, which is shown in second picture. That is the excitation of electron. In the first one, what is happening? Excitation of electrons. Electrons present in a particular stationary state absorb energy from the solar radiations or from any other source and may get jumped to higher energy state. During the de-excitation process, the electron present in the higher energy state jumps back to lower energy state and then finally to its stationary state. Fine. During this process of jumping or returning back, the electron releases energy which was previously absorbed by the electron. The amount of energy released is observed in the form of a wavelength. These wavelengths may fall in visible range or in ultraviolet range or in infrared range. For example, the spectral lines which are observed in Lyman series are observed in UV range. Lyman series वाले कहाँ पे दिखाई देंगे? UV रेंज में. Then Balmer series वाले किसमें दिखाई देंगे आपको? Visible range में. And all other spectral lines are observed in infrared range. Here you can see the Lyman spectrum of hydrogen. Same increasing energy levels are there. N equals 2, N equals 3, N equals 4, N equals 5, and so on. These spectral lines which jump back or which return back to their original states are noticed on a photographic plate. In the photographic plate, different lines are observed. These different lines correspond to the wavelength of light energy emitted during the transition of electron from higher energy state to lower energy state. Balmer postulated a formula for calculating the wave number of such wavelengths which were released during the return transition. This formula says that wave number equals 109677 inside bracket 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon n square centimeter inverse, where n 1 upon 2 square means in Balmer series the ground energy state is n equals 2. Okay, that is final energy state, and the n means the energy levels higher than 2, where the value of n would be energy level which is higher than 2. That means n equals 3, n equals 4, n equals 5, and so on. Okay, so here in the second picture you can see Balmer's formula. Wave number is equal to 1 upon wavelength, because wave number is equal to reciprocal of wavelength. So wave number equals 1 upon lambda equals 109677 into 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon n square centimeter inverse, where the value of n square will always be greater than the value of 2 square. 2 square is the ground energy state for Balmer series, whereas n has values greater than 2. That means they are excited states of the electrons. Rydberg also postulated a formula for calculating the wave number. According to this formula, wave number equals 109.677 inside bracket 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square per centimeter. ठीक है, where n1 means initial energy state and this n1 is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, and n2 is always 1 plus greater than n1, means n2 is equal to n1 plus 1 or n1 plus 2 or n1 plus 3, n1 plus 4 like this. That means the value of n2 should always be greater than n1. ठीक है, so in the Rydberg's formula or in Balmer's formula, the value of n2 will always be greater than n1 because n2 resembles the excitation state and n1 resembles the ground energy state. While return transition, the electrons jumps from its excited state to its ground energy state. In this process, it releases energy in the form of radiations having particular wavelength. Some spectral lines of hydrogen atoms and their values are as shown in this figure. So for Lyman series, n1 is equal to always 1 and n2 is 2, 3, 4, 5, just till infinite. At infinite energy level, the energy of electron will become 0. ठीक है, infinite energy level पे इलेक्ट्रॉन की एनर्जी क्या हो जाएगी, 0 हो जाएगी. And the spectral lines which are observed during this transition falls in ultraviolet range, means Lyman series is not visible to our naked eyes. For Balmer series of spectral lines, n1 have value 2 and n2 have value 3, 4, 5 and so on. These spectral lines falling on the Balmer series are falling in visible range. That means they can be seen with the help of naked eyes. In Paschen series, n1 equals 3, n2 equals 4, 5, so on. They fall in infrared region, means they have heating effect and they are invisible to our naked eyes. In bracket series, n1 equals 4 and n2 equals 5, 6, dash, dash, dash. Spectral region, infrared. They are also invisible to our naked eyes. They have heating effects. Then Pfund series, n1 equals 5, n2 equals greater than 5, that means 6, 7, 8 and so on. These rays also falls in infrared radiation. They are also invisible to naked eyes and have heating effect. A new series of spectral line is also observed nowadays, but it is not in our books, and that is Humphrey, Humphrey, Humphrey series. For Humphrey series, n1 equals 6 and n2 equals more than 6. That means excited state will have values more than 6, that is 7, 8, 9 and so on, and that falls in cosmic range. Fine. How to remember this series in proper sequence? लीना का बेटा पागल बेकार फालतू है. This is the method to memorize this sequence. ऐसा नहीं कि कभी आप पहले बाल्मर बोले बाद में पास्टन बोले लाइमन बोले, ऐसा ना हो. इसलिए इनको एक सीक्वेंस में याद करने के लिए हिंट क्या है, लीना का बेटा पागल बेकार फालतू है for Humphrey. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood
Yes,
it?
sir.
So these two formula, Balmer formula and Rydberg formula, you have to learn by heart. What is the basic difference between them? In Balmer formula, n1 have value 2. That means it is observed for visible range of light only. But Rydberg generalized the formula and he said that n1 have values, any values starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and n2 will have values always greater than n1. Okay? It can be n1 plus 1, n1 plus 2, n1 plus 3 and n1 plus 4. मतलब क्या है, बाल्मर फॉर्मूला को ही रेडबर्ग ने थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाई कर दिया. बाल्मर फॉर्मूला में हाइड्रोजन के लिए n1 की वैल्यू उसने 2 लिया था, जबकि रेडबर्ग ने उसको क्या कर दिया, n1 कर दिया. तो and now it is applicable for all kind of atoms. Now comes the third important model of hydrogen atom, that is Bohr's model of hydrogen atom, Bohr's atomic model. You studied this Bohr's atomic model in class 9. Now you have to study it in little detail. So here you can see the picture of Neil Bohr. Okay. What are the postulates of Bohr's atomic model? Let's read them one by one. In a hydrogen atom, the electron is revolving around the nucleus in well-defined circular paths of fixed radius and energy. The circular paths are called orbits, and the corresponding energy states of electrons are called stationary states. Okay. So in a hydrogen atom, what is there? There are fixed circular paths called orbits. These orbits have definite energy, and these are also called stationary states. In these fixed energy states, or in these stationary states, or in these orbits, electrons are found revolving around the nucleus at high speed. The energy of an electron in its orbit do not change its time. What was the draw of the atomic model? According to Maxwell, what should happen whenever an electron is revolving around another positively another charge? Then its motion becomes accelerated and it must radiate energy. But Neil Bohr clearly says that during the motion, electrons do not radiate their energy. Their energy do not change with time. Why? Because they are present in their fixed energy states. They are present in their fixed stationary states having definite amount of energy. When a required amount of energy is supplied to the electron, it absorbs the same amount of bundles called quantum and jumps to higher energy states called excited state. That means when the electron is present in its orbit, it may absorb certain amount of energy in its quantum NH nu, and may get jumped to higher energy states called excited states. The same energy is released when the electron jumps back from higher energy state to the lower energy state. And during this process, the change in energy is given by relation delta E equals E2 minus E1, where E2 means final excited state, E1 means ground energy state or initial stationary state. So here in the picture you can see, suppose earlier the electron was present in first energy level, right? After absorbing delta E amount of energy, it jumps to excited state. After some time, when it is revolving in the excited state, electron is unstable. So it releases the absorbed amount of energy and comes back to its original position. Delta E इक्वल क्या हो जाएगा? E final minus E initial. Change in energy equals final energy state minus initial energy state. The different energy levels are designated as L, M, N, and so on, or they are designated as N equals 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Only those energy levels are permitted. अब कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉन किस एनर्जी स्टेट में स्टेशनरी रहेगा, किस एनर्जी स्टेट में स्टेबल रहेगा, that depends upon certain factor. What is that factor? Only those energy levels are permitted for the electron in which the angular momentum of electron is a whole number multiple of quantity h upon 2 pi. This means that the angular momentum of electron is quantized. Quantized means it is an integral multiple of a fixed quantity, a definite quantity. ठीक है. So किसी भी ऑर्बिट में इलेक्ट्रॉन स्टेशनरी कब रह सकता है? किसी भी ऑर्बिट में इलेक्ट्रॉन स्टेशनरी तभी रह सकता है जब उसके एंगुलर मोमेंटम की वैल्यू कितनी हो, NH upon 2 pi, where N is the number of the energy state. So in the picture you can see angular momentum mvr. Me means mass of electron, v means velocity, and r means radius. So mvr equals nh upon 2 pi, where n may have values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, and h is Planck's constant. Now, sixth postulate, the most important property of an electron is energy of its stationary state. ठीक है, कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉन जब अपने ऑर्बिट में प्रेजेंट है तो उसकी सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टी क्या है? उसकी एनर्जी. It is given by equation En equals minus RH 1 upon n square, where En means energy of nth orbit, energy of nth cell. ठीक है, RH is Rydberg's constant and n value of the R is Rydberg's constant for hydrogen, and it has value 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 joule. What is the value of Rydberg's constant? 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joule. Here in the picture, now you can see the different energy states of the electron present in hydrogen atom. Earlier it was present in E1, then it absorbs certain amount of energy and jumps to E2 energy level, then to E3 energy level by absorbing different quantum of energy. ठीक है, so how can we determine the energy of these different energy levels? This is given by this formula. En equals minus RH 1 upon n square. ठीक है, RH have value 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joule. Why this minus sign? This minus sign is there because when the electron is present at infinite, when it comes to a particular energy level, then it has to release energy. Since the amount of energy is released, therefore it is indicated by negative sign. So substituting the value of n equals 1, what we get? The energy of first energy level. This is E1. So E1 equals 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 multiplied by 1 upon 1 square. That is equal to minus 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joule. यहाँ पहले ब्रैकेट में माइनस साइन नहीं लगा हुआ है, यहाँ पे माइनस साइन रहेगा. ठीक है, तो E1 equals minus 2.18 into 10 power minus 18, that is the value of Rydberg's constant, multiplied by 1 upon 1 square, because the value of n is equal to 1. So this gives the value minus 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 joule. This will be the energy of first energy state. Clear? Similarly, we can calculate the energy for other energy states also, that is E2, E3 and so on, by using the formula En equals minus RH 1 upon n square. Here the energy of different energy states is calculated and given in the picture in the unit electron volt. ठीक है, अगर आपको जूल में चाहिए तो इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट को जूल में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, so energy level of diagram of this E infinite, when the orbit is E infinite, then the energy will be 0. Then E1 equals minus 13.6 electron volt, E2 equals minus 3.4 electron volt, E3 equals minus 1.5 electron volt, E4 equals minus 0.85 electron volt, E5 equals minus 0.54 electron volt, E6 equals minus 0.38 electron volt. देखो पहले वाले की तुलना में यहाँ पे एनर्जी डिफरेंस क्यों आ रहा है? क्योंकि पहले जो एनर्जी लिखी थी वो जूल में है और यहाँ किस में है? इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट में. हम जूल को इलेक्ट्रॉन वोल्ट में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. तो हियर हाइड्रोजन लाइक स्पीसीज, दिस बोथ एटॉमिक मॉडल इज प्राइमरीली applicable to hydrogen and hydrogen like species. What is meant by hydrogen like species? Hydrogen like species are those species which have only one electron as that of hydrogen. So as single electron, all species, all other ions which have electron are considered as hydrogen. Helium positive, Li dipositive, Be tripositive. हीलियम का एटॉमिक नंबर कितना होता है? 2 मींस 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, उसमें से एक इलेक्ट्रॉन चला गया, कितना बचा? 1. लिथियम एटॉमिक नंबर 3 में से 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन चले गए. 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन क्यों चले गए? बिकॉज 2 पॉजिटिव चार्जेस आ गया. 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन चले गए, इसके पास कितना बचेगा? 1. सिमिलरली बेरिलियम हैज एटॉमिक नंबर 4, दैट मींस इट हैज 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, बट 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर लॉस्ट, सो इट विल आल्सो हैव 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन. So both atomic model is applicable for hydrogen atom and hydrogen like species. So for hydrogen like species also, energy of nth orbit can be calculated as minus 2.18 into 10 power minus 18 multiplied by z square upon n square joule. where Z is the value of its atomic number. For hydrogen, the value is 1. For helium, the value will be 2. For lithium, the value will be 3. For beryllium, the value will be 4, and so on. So for hydrogen-like species, we can calculate the energy of nth orbit by calculating this formula, where we have to substitute the atomic number, substitute the value of Z, that is atomic number, in the formula. All right. So we'll deal with questions tomorrow. The time says that your time is over. So I'm coming back to the meeting, and then I'll take attendance. And now I'm stopping the recording mode.